In this episode, we're tearing down a BMW G310 engine. Let me tell you something. When fixing these, we're always afraid the owner will think we're a rip-off shop. Why? Because the spare parts for this thing are incredibly expensive. First, let's look at the clutch. The clutch is from FCC Japan. Yes, you saw that right. A German bike using Japanese components. As for the bearings inside, they use FAG from Germany. This timing chain tensioner is exactly the same as the one on the CF Moto 400. The oil pump is located right here. The materials used in this engine are truly high quality. It's understandable that better materials lead to higher parts prices. But the price of these parts is just way too high. That blue and white propeller logo is really no joke. This machine has 3 small chains. The guide plate is added to this top chain. The camshaft bridge shows no signs of wear. This camshaft actually rotates in reverse. This one is the exhaust camshaft. It comes with a decompression valve. And this one is the intake camshaft. This port isn't the exhaust port. It's the intake port. The side where the throttle body is mounted is actually the exhaust. Let's take a look at the camshafts. There is no wear on the camshafts. They are even forged camshafts. They're hollow in the middle. Yamaha has had this weight-saving design for a long time. A new camshaft costs 1,800 renminbi each. Now look at the rocker arms. Fortunately, there's no wear on them. This type of rocker arm costs 1,200 renminbi each. There are 4 in total. These are the valve shims inside. You replace these to adjust valve clearance. Of course, if you see 4 rocker arms for 2,000 renminbi online. Those are used parts from salvaged bikes. They aren't brand new. You'll know as soon as you ask. The valves are fine too. My heart was racing while dismantling this, fearing that another part might be damaged. I used to say KTM parts were expensive. After working on this, I almost want to apologize to KTM. This stator coil costs over 3,000 renminbi. The price was so high it scared one of my colleagues in Sichuan into winding the coils himself. He was cursing the whole time he was winding. I won't even mention the other parts. You can look them up yourselves. Personally, I feel this bike is all about that BMW logo. The brand premium. The oil pan is just a bit dirty. Looking at this, the bearings shouldn't be spun. If the bearings were spun, the owner would be in tears. The crankshaft alone is over 5,000 renminbi. Look at the dirt inside this oil strainer. There's green, white, and black debris. This engine has had some minor repairs before. For this engine, the most common feedback is abnormal noise from the cylinder head. While assembling this machine, I think I've discovered the source of that noise. I've come up with a solution for the owner. We'll see if we can completely resolve this issue. If it's fixed, I'll let you know in the assembly video. The connecting rod isn't damaged. The rod bearings are from Dato, Japan. This crankshaft is over 5,000 renminbi. The crankshaft and balancer shaft are both fine. Let's check the piston. The piston is forged. The materials are indeed top tier. Look, this is a ceramic cylinder. It's beautiful. Absolutely no wear. Since you've watched this far, show some love with a like and a follow. Look at this slender engine block. BMW G310 engine assembly process. The carbon buildup on the piston crown. It was a nightmare to clean it all off. The quality of parts in this engine is truly impressive. Have you ever seen a black piston pin? You can't even see any wear marks. I've only seen this kind at the factory before. The cost is 4 times that of a regular piston pin. Those were all for export. I didn't expect to see one inside a BMW. I was wondering why these specially treated pins were produced but never seemed to be used. Torque down the connecting rod bolts. This one doesn't require an additional angle turn. Balancer shaft. I bet you've noticed this too. European bikes generally don't sound very pleasant. Some riders describe the sound of these European single cylinders as worse than our single-cylinder diesel tractor engines. Well, yeah, you're not wrong. Take this BMW 310 engine, for example. Sounding like a tractor is one thing, but the cylinder head sound is also very rattly. BMW 310 owners, let me ask you, don't your cylinder heads all sound terrible? Doesn't even sound as good as a KTM 390, right? Watch this video carefully. I think it's largely due to what I mentioned in the video. I found a fix for it. Indeed, once this machine was put back together, the sound improved slightly, but a complete cure seems difficult. This seems to be a structural issue. Unless BMW completely redesigns this engine. The valve clearance was actually spot on. No adjustment needed. The bridge here is also torqued to spec. Making a single cylinder as complex as a 4-cylinder. BMW is truly something else. While others think about cutting costs, BMW seems to think about increasing them. Though the materials are undeniably good, it's just the sound it produces is a bit maddening. Since you've watched this far, give this video a thumbs up. Alright, let's talk about the source of the noise I suspected. Confirming this, after the timing chain is installed, and the tensioner is also in place. When you rotate the engine to a certain point, the timing chain becomes loose like this. Then, both of these sides are tight. Everything further down is tight. But once it rotates to this point, this specific section becomes very slack. Replacing it with a new timing chain doesn't help. This is the second one I found like this. Coincidentally, a colleague was also fixing this engine. Using my method, his engine showed the same issue at this point. Even after I modified his timing chain tensioner, I couldn't make this area completely tight. It could only be slightly improved. Relatively speaking, the vibration isn't as bad. Now I understand why BMW designed a chain guide plate in this spot to wrap around the camshaft and this middle section. Okay, let's stop and listen to the video. Listen and see if the noise has lessened. This sound from the BMW 310 is already much better than before.